Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Been a long time coming. I'm just to bring you on for just a really, I was like, yes, I'm gonna bring you on for an exciting movie. It's gonna be great, and then it ended up being really sad, and I'm sorry.
Poor Allie being like, we're gonna have laughs.
You did, and apparently Cody did, and I didn't. I did not.
Yeah, because I think you're the only person who's not seen this movie before, Allie.
Ever. I think I'm the only person in the world that hadn't.
Yeah.
And that's no one's fault but mine. That's you know what, and that's my cross to bear.
That was right before
Bailey,
the first movie came out.
To know your
so
Twilight backstory.
Naturally went to see that,
us,
the little
please?
like rinky-dink theater that we had in town. Loved the movie, immediately became obsessed. I used to like do a lot of road trips as a kid. I have family up in Canada, so we would drive up there, and I remember like having like one of these, my reading light had like this big clip, and it had a huge battery pack that had like 2 double D batteries in it. Like the whole battery pack weighed like 5 pounds or something. Like it was crazy. But I would like hold that and have my reading light and sit in the back of the car. My mom would be like, don't have the light on so bright. And I'm like, I need to read the book, Mom. I need to know what happens to Bella and Edward. But yeah, so then, and the funny thing is that my mom got really into Twilight too. She was one of those moms. And she got her own set of books because like mine weren't good enough apparently.
Ms. Dawson,
but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I have not given up the faith. I still have all of my Twilight books. They are not in a Goodwill somewhere. And I read Midnight Sun recently, bought that. Weird experience. I was also like, I remember like obsessively like checking Stephanie Meyer's website, reading the like whatever Midnight Sun updates that she had, and then she stopped because somebody leaked it or whatever. Ugh, so upsetting. Exactly. I was like, no, I must know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. In addition to all the other books that I brought.
Oh, man.
Exactly. And a big brain. Pretty much. I have like I remember like sometimes like I would
Very
get bored
surreal,
and I would read like the last part of, I can't remember which book, but they're like sitting in the meadow or whatever, and I was like, I would just read the pages and sigh and be like, ah, I wish I had that.
Oh, and she's like, I can't trust any of you ever again. I'm not giving you any information ever. You ruined it.
I'm trying to imagine like young Bailey getting yoked, because those books, like if you had the hardcover ones, those are hanging up on their own.
I think I saw
and then book light sounds
New Moon
heavy.
at midnight.
So if you didn't have like a pillow or something,
yeah, I can't remember if the other ones I saw at midnight, but I definitely remember I did see all of them in theaters, and I definitely remember seeing Breaking Dawn Part 2. Yeah, because I saw it with my mom.
Back from summer, and it's like you've got massive biceps.
You know, the like the part where
right, and
Alice
just,
like has
heart
the
eyes
vision
at
and
every
everyone's
person.
dying, but you don't know it's a vision yet. My mom's
That's
like
that's
beating on
honestly
my arm,
beautiful.
like, she's like, did this happen? Did this happen? And I'm like, Mom, I'm watching the movie too. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It really is.
That's
It was so funny. She was like freaking out, especially like when Carlisle died, because she likes.
I mean, now that
Peter Facinelli,
movie theaters specifically have such a deep relationship
she's like,
to your present
she's
day.
like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I'm watching this for the first time too.
Whoa.
I will definitely ask her for you and give you an update. I'm not sure how long it's been since she's thought about it, but she does love Robert Pattinson, so you know that stays strong.
What's going on? I'm scared.
I
That's
did
one of my
not
favorite
see it when
things
it
about
first
moms
came
being like,
out.
"What are you
I think
reading?"
it's probably
It's
been
like, what is this book? And then they get
maybe,
like really into it.
10 years since
I
I
love
watched
that so
it.
much. It's so pure.
I'm sure that I like either like, you know, got one of those Netflix DVDs. I feel like that is actually how I watched it. I don't think I streamed it. I remember liking it at the time, but I don't think it really made like a very strong impression on me.
Bless her heart. I love
Not because
that
I
so
thought it was
much.
bad or anything, but it's
I
just
would love
like,
to
you know,
know your mom's
in our line
thoughts
of
on
work,
Twilight
tend to
now.
watch a lot of
Like,
things,
if
so
she still loves
you know,
Twilight.
it gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. But I definitely remembered Ryan Reynolds, my close personal friend Ryan Reynolds, who obviously
Hell yeah.
That's beautiful.
yeah, hi Ryan.
Man.
Great
Twilight
to
moms are
see
great.
you.
I love
Yeah,
Big
he was
I
yeah, for anyone
love
who
to know
doesn't
your
know,
first
my close personal
experience
friend Ryan Reynolds follows me on
watching
Twitter.
Adventureland.
Not because I said anything mean
Did you
about
see it
him,
when it
that's
first
for
came
sure. He's not keeping an eye on me or anything. Anyway, yeah, so exactly. But yeah, I remember like I think at the time like I probably like didn't really fully absorb what Adventureland was about, because I think I remember thinking that he had graduated from high school and then was going into college before he got the Adventureland job. But actually it's grad school, which is like a whole different thing.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Super great decision.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, you have lore with Ryan Reynolds.
It really does. It really does, because now he's like, you know, closer to my age, and it's
Friend of
like,
the pod,
whoa,
Ryan
that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't have like a really strong impression of my first time watching it, but this time around definitely was feeling some things about that, you know, pre or like I guess post
Listen, you gotta keep your enemies close.
college.
You know?
Right.
You know, I don't know what the fuck's going on feeling. That's somewhat familiar.
Yeah, you know when you go to grad school for journalism?
That was my entire experience too, because in my head, I thought this was a post-high school, like summer after high school movie.
Right.
In my brain, and it changes everything so much that it's not, because like everything feels way more like
It really is.
right. Yeah.
That's so fair. Cody, when was the first time that you watched this movie?
I'm pretty sure I saw it when it came out in theaters, and I imprinted heavily on this film. It's surprising to no one.
That's so weird. I wonder why.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but I have not watched it in a really long time. I think I only watched it I probably watched it a lot in high school and stuff, but post that, I don't think I've truly revisited it. But
Sure.
I remember that one scene where you first see Kristen Stewart's cool bedroom for the first time, and I was like, this is the coolest bedroom
he says
anyone's
he's
ever
majoring
had.
in
And, still to this day have never seen a
majoring
poster
in
as big as
comparative
that
literature
poster
or
she has
whatever.
for David
I think it's
Bowie.
his first actual job.
Who did they commission for that? It's massive. It's that's not even movie poster size. It's in a theater. It's huge.
Yeah, it's just wallpaper. Her lawyer dad ordered wallpaper of David Bowie.
Mine was Chuck E. Cheese.
And I was like, this is the coolest girl I've ever seen.
my God.
This is Captain.
So actually, pretty in
I would
keeping
love
with
to know.
Adventureland,
It's not necessarily.
I ran the
I think
prize
they mention it
counter.
a little bit, but they kind of
and-
make it seem like James.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
I just,
it was.
honestly,
it was
I
actually
will
it was
be so
fun.
forward
I
with you.
I enjoyed
kept
running the prize
putting in
counter
my
because
notes.
I loved
Jesse,
giving
I kept
cotton
calling him
candy
Mark
to
'cause
kids
I
for
was like, that's Mark
way fewer
Zuckerberg.
tickets than I was supposed to.
So
it was
because I think I've only seen Jesse as Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network, so that's my truth.
actually that
sure.
never happened.
What? I think
Everyone
they made
was
it seem
very
like this was
law
his
abiding
first
when it
job.
came to the tickets.
Or he's
I
done,
was the one who was
other
like,
thing
"Oh, I'll
before
give it to
this
you,
in his
whatever."
resume.
Right. Well, because he's majoring
I did
in, very
have
specific,
one set of parents physically
literature.
fight each other
Right.
because
He must be a travel
one of their
essayist.
kids wouldn't get off a
Right.
game. That was a harrowing experience, but no bribes, surprisingly.
Yeah, he's I have a letter of recommendation from the neighbors who I did their lawn for.
So I
I'm
want to know
21
from
years
you two,
old.
what was your first job?
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Damn.
Oh fuck yes. What?
Whoa. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Wait, hold on. Fuck this movie. How many parents tried to bribe you with real money to get prizes for their kids? Really?
Oh, nice.
Damn.
I'm sure.
Oh no.
Nice. That's huge.
Whoa.
I'm gonna need more details about this when we talk about this movie. I'm gonna need you to compare everything to your experience working at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, a 1-to-1
Yeah.
comparison.
Cody, what was your first job?
I was a tour guide, which was not a smart decision to hire a 17, 18-year-old to do that and be in charge of children in a in a city. But I was not good at it. But I did an hour tour and it paid me $20, so I did that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
it was good shit.
Nice.
So I made references to this movie a lot at my first job, even though I was a poser and I'd never seen it. My first job was in my city's amusement park.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I did it for 2
It really,
summers.
yeah.
So this movie
if
was
this
very
movie does
triggering
tell
to
you
me.
anything, yeah, it
For
just
some
doesn't
reason.
seem very.
Yeah.
Good.
I can't believe you did Adventureland Stolen Valor. That's so wild.
Shut the fuck up, Cody.
That was my plan. I was gonna time
But
travel.
the
and
thing
go to an
is
amusement park.
this movie has, listen, this job's, working in an amusement park fucking sucks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But,
Yeah.
because I was, a Nepo baby getting this job, but like not really. I just knew how to interview well. I didn't work in like the games or the rides where you had to be like outdoors doing like physical labor. I worked in an indoor-outdoor office.
Oh shit.
So like I controlled like picnics and I did all the booking for that. I controlled the music. I was like first aid. So like I didn't get like a shitty tan. And I could go to the bathroom whenever I wanted to. Stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
But it was still fucking exhausting, don't get me wrong. Don't work in an amusement park, kids. It's really bad.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's so bad.
This movie tells you anything. It's just don't do that.
Yeah, definitely don't go back in time and work in an amusement park in 1987 because it seems awful.
Yeah. Ah, shit.
I will say the soundtrack in this is like all the music I grew up with. So
No, literally.
like I
Like-
know listening to retail music all day is brainworms and is bad regardless of what it is, but this music fucks.
Yeah, it's so Yola Tango fucking put their whole pussy into this
damn.
for sure. But like watching this back, I was like, this is why all of my tastes are like this. Like this
Exactly.
movie had so much more like intense what's the word? Like imprinting on me and just like fully just changing who I am like as a young child, and was like, this
Wow.
is all the things I liked and still like. And I'm like, oh, it's because this fucking movie. It's one movie.
Yeah, like his parents' house. Like
Well, they
James'
gave him
parents' house with all
$900,
the,
I think, like, for
wallpaper and stuff. I was
graduation.
like,
Yeah.
that's what my Pinterest board looks like. They're trying to make it seem like they live in a cheap house
Yeah.
and like they're decrepit, but like that's what's trendy now. So what's the truth?
Right. Yeah.
You know what's funny, too, is that
Also,
this
I did
movie and The
just-
Social
for
Network
anyone
both
listening to this,
start
but
with
also
a girl
for you
breaking
all, I
up
did
with
do
Jesse
the
Eisenberg.
calculations of when James was talking to his parents and being like, so I need
Oh,
that
God.
$279, right? And I know that, you know, my dad just got a shittier job and you're saying that you can't pay for my rent all next year in New York and my trip
It's
to
true.
Europe. And that
And
seems-
college.
And college.
In grad school.
Yeah.
You guys are the worst parents. Y'all suck. so
Yeah, I
bad.
was waiting for the girl to be like,
but the trip to
I
Europe
just want you
that,
to know that
or
I'm doing
the
this because you're an
remainder,
asshole.
that $279 that he needed in 1987. Now that would be $750.
Jesus Christ.
So he was asking for an additional $750.
And he originally asked them for $900.
Right.
Or they gave him, right, for his graduation thing. Yeah. Right. So that's a lot of moolah. Holy snap.
So fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
Of course they tell you to go get a job.
I'm gonna be real with the listeners too. I also don't know anything about weed, so
And
No,
Well,
like there are so many parallels. The parallels are unreal, and I think it's just
Yeah,
'cause
Joel
Jesse
Maisel,
Eisenberg
I
is
know.
just that guy. You know, he's always good at being like the sad guy that's like not really good or interesting, and just has like, and it's somehow everyone else's fault, but it's in a good through line. But it's so funny. I was like, this is literally how The Social Network starts. What's going?
Yes.
What is this? What is happening? Yeah, you're full of shit, Zuckerberg.
And I mean, he is an asshole. Him being
Right.
like, oh, I'm just different. Like, James, you're an asshole. Like, you're an asshole. This is where I'm going to remind your listeners, and I'm going to confess my truth to Bailey, that I don't know anything about weed. That
That's what I'm
bag of
saying.
weed that his friend gave him, was that $800 worth of weed? That looked like a lot of weed.
but you know that's why he's getting his
Like, I
degree in
also have-
comparative
I have no
literature,
reference to weed.
not business.
He was like, here,
Yeah,
enjoy this
this
for
is
the
the bad
summer.
group
Like,
to
what?
talk about this. But it is wild that he just like Mr. fucking later Maisel husband later in his career, which was such a jump scare. Like just shakes around this Ziploc of like what seems like a million joints.
It's just so much
It's like-
drugs.
Yeah, and it's like, this won't smell at all in the car on the way home. Have fun.
And if he'd been smart, I know that, like, James, who they later call Games/Brennan, he has a lot of names, was, like, trying to get social capital, which is why he was giving his weed for free. But if he'd been fucking smart and he wanted to, like, be a travel essayist and go to Columbia for his grad school journalism degree, you fucking nut.
What's
he
wrong
would have
with
been
you?
smart and sold his weed to all the people that he was working with.
God.
If he had an ounce of that business, like old world business that his friend ended up going to Harvard for, he would have sold it.
Right. God.
She really is.
It's true.
Right. It was so funny, too, when that one scene in the car where Casey's like, why do you need to go to grad school to do that? It seems like you don't need to do that, which is right. It's great.
She's so right.
And he's just like, his brain like short circuits. He's like, what? What do you mean? I need to talk to fancy men and get connections. Like, shut up. You want to go to fucking, travel the world or whatever and write little essays. Get out of here. Just do
Her
it.
entrance in this movie, I was slack-jawed. And I had already been slack-jawed because I wasn't expecting Kristen Wiig to be in very, like, Barb and
It's funny,
Star
like, to watch this
mode.
now, like,
Right.
she's so young in it.
And I wasn't expecting Barry. And then
Baby
Ryan
face.
Reynolds is doing the whole, like, I love you, bitch. I ain't even gonna stop loving you, bitch. And I was like, what? There's a lot happening here. And then K-Stu comes in, and they're doing, like, the sun is literally shining on her face.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful this
true.
whole time.
And yet she's supposed to be so awkward and nervous and like running her hands through her hair.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, so
It's also
she's-
kind of funny,
the
like,
when they filmed
now
this,
realizing
she
that
was
it's,
in her
like,
New Moon
post
era, and you can tell because the
college
clothing that
and
she's
not
wearing,
high school.
Like this,
You know,
movie
he's kind
to
of like
me
learning
is, like,
about
if they had
whatever
made
the real
New
world
Moon
and, you know,
gritty.
being an adult and this type of stuff.
Sure.
But it's
Like if Gritty was, if Philadelphia,
I don't know. I feel like
was
people
here,
having affairs and stuff
and they let
maybe would have come
Bella
up like
from
while
New
you're
Moon
in school
curse.
at Oberlin.
She's like, I don't
That's
want,
just me.
I don't want you to love me. 'Cause
I
I'm
know, that's what I'm
bad.
saying. Like,
And it's like, no,
I don't
you
know,
just have a
man.
lot of
Like,
trauma. Like,
but
You don't
I
know
don't
how
know.
to be
Maybe in
loved.
1987, it was just easier to get away with
She's
being
beautiful.
childish
I
for
love her.
longer.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, no kidding.
yes.
She's so baby.
And there's a 13-year age gap between Kristen and Ryan. And I almost got, like, physically ill watching their sex scene.
Yeah.
Because she is a child. So why? And I know that's the point of the movie. Like, I understand that that is the plot. But I was like, what if we didn't, though? You know?
Right? How is this not? How is this a foreign concept to you? Yeah, he gets away with some bullshit up in the air the whole time. But, like, especially the affair thing.
That's why I don't
the
feel
confusion.
bad when Frigo keeps coming up and,
Right.
like, smacking him in the balls and, like, doing all this whack shit to him. Because it's like, James deserves it.
Yeah, he sucks.
He sucks
bad.
really bad.
And that whole, like, dramatic sequence where, like, K-Stu has this, like, very emotional,
True.
like,
He looms over.
I have to stop doing this. It's not
over
good
the
for anyone.
movie.
I'm, like, damaging myself, and I got trauma, whatever. And fucking James is posted up being like, what's your problem?
perfect.
Like, you're, like, ruining a marriage. And she's like, clearly, like, this person's, like, in a really bad compromise situation with this dude, and, like, that sucks. How is that, like, why are we all playing into this, like, misogyny trap? I know it's 1987, but, like, this is very clear. She seems really upset.
And we keep mentioning 1987. It's really important. If you haven't watched this, first of all, or you haven't watched this in a really long time, I need you to remember, or just at least be warned, that there is a Reagan jump scare in this, like, pretty early in the movie, because I was not fucking prepared to be so angry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bill Hader was like, oh, I can do threatening.
The
Let's
way
do
that I
this.
would go back and snap his neck, and I got so mad just to see his face. And it made me really upset. So just be aware that, like, Ronald Reagan isn't in here for a long time, but he is, and just know that.
Be warned.
Just be
You will see
warned.
him.
That's
This
what
whole movie.
Yeah. Can we talk about the excellent work that Bill Hader does in this motion picture?
Okay, listen.
also, like,
I have a...
like, he's
I have
ahead
a
of his
question.
time. Like, worrying
And
about
I
littering
may
in
have asked
1987.
Cody,
Like, go
like,
off,
last
King.
week about Barry, because I've never seen Barry. When Bill Hader, who I don't think is acting in this, I think it's just Bill Hader. When Bill
They
Hader,
let him loose.
like, halfway through the movie, comes out with that bat.
It's the thought that counts.
For that dude who's like, oh my god, the hats are glued onto these things. Like, all the games are rigged. Like, duh, the games are rigged. You dipshit. When Bill Hader comes out of the trailer with that bat, like, is that where Barry originated from?
That's what I'm
Great.
saying. That's Barry. Like that. The swiftness.
I would have one of those bananas, honestly. I would love an eye patch banana.
Right. Yeah, and in I was crying, laughing about how good it was, but also like this is Barry. Like, this is my best friend Barry, my good
I also
pal.
love, like, when they
And
have...
a comp was Barry.
They're
He just
eating,
seems
like,
really
the
concerned
edibles.
because everyone's
He's
littering.
like,
And, like,
you
I
guys
think
doing?
that's
You've been
valid.
drinking drugs?
Yeah, like, protect the park. Also, the clown mouths are the trash cans they're very large. You don't have to chuck them in there. You can just toss them. You know,
Right.
they're trash cans.
They
It's
made them
fine.
really
You can
easy.
just.
Yeah.
True. Sustainability king for sure.
And, like, is it helping when everyone is spraying so much hairspray
Well,
that,
he
like,
says something about how,
literally
like,
fucks with the ozone layer?
one of the horses
No.
has been, like...
But, like, I appreciate
he's, like,
the
inseminated,
energy.
like,
Right.
however many
Yeah. Everyone's making their
horses,
individual
and how he has all of these,
Every time
like...
that
doing
they
their
pan
part.
I don't know
over
what
to
they're
him and Kristen
called.
Wiig, when
Whatever,
they were
babies.
like gluing the fucking googly eyes
And,
on the
you know, now he has a
bananas.
legacy or whatever.
It
He's like,
was
what the fuck are you
beautiful,
talking
and I appreciated it very much.
God, when Kristen Wiig was like, "Hey, we're out of googly eyes, but I did find eye patches, so we're just gonna do one." So good.
Same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
would've
that guy
loved
was
that.
super ungrateful for getting
And that's
that
how they
banana
fell in love.
when it's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. So step off.
Also, like, there's the part where they, like, have a shipment of corn dogs that got left out overnight. And he's like, they smell kind of funny, huh? And she's like, yeah, but they always smell like that.
Yeah, and like James is very
like, "You're
somber,
right."
like, because he's running this like horse race game, right, in the carnival, and it's like very high intensity and like has to be like Kentucky Derby the fuck out of it, and he is too zooted to do that, so he was just like talking about like very somber like, moments and colors and theory. right.
True.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, what? You got a mic? There are children here. What are you doing?
And the way that they imply
Yeah,
that
'cause
like
she's Lisa
Kristen
P.
Wiig and Bill Hader met when he was doing that game was beautiful.
So funny.
And I loved it a lot.
Really put the charm on it, you know? Yeah. Who wouldn't, you know?
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Everything about this is accurate.
Because they don't
The
have
fact
that
like,
many.
they hired James without looking at his resume. True. Seen it.
Yeah.
The food. Yup. The sketchy rides. Yep. The things that are not accurate. No one has a sexy maintenance guy that is
Yeah.
even remotely like within a 15-year age gap of the people that they hire.
Right.
Inaccurate.
Yeah, that felt way off base.
No, that's not true. And unfortunately, you don't get to cut up your uniform shirt like Lisa P, unfortunately.
Damn.
Because only Lisa P gets away with cutting up her shirt. That's very unfortunate. Right.
God.
And you
Lisa P
don't
is just the
unfortunately
perfect
get
name.
to like dance to the music. That's not a job that you get hired for.
That's not a job.
Everything else that they showed,
That was good.
Yeah, that's accurate. The games are rigged. Sorry.
Damn. I hate to hear it.
Why else do you think that there's always a big panda there? Sorry.
Yeah. It's so unsettling too watching.
Right.
True. Can't get rid of him. Can't. But it's so unsettling watching this movie because, like, I know that's how it happens, where it's like they're like literal teenagers running the rides,
Yup.
and I know that's how it happens, and it sucks. But it's like I've seen Class Action Park. I'm scared all the time. Like these are highly weaponized machines. There's a lot of things going on in here. How is this allowed?
To explain why she's like
It
this.
shouldn't be.
You know?
It should not be, but it is.
God.
Exactly.
The-
Exactly.
I was not expecting this movie to be this long. I'm gonna be honest. It was
Sure.
It was long, and I didn't know why. But I did. There were a few moments that I was like, okay, I'm in it. I appreciated the fact that M went off on Catholic redhead.
Sure. Yeah,
That was needed.
great. Yeah.
I'm glad that we finally found out that Lisa was not a girl's girl.
So true.
Even though the fact that they're making her seem like she's straight when she only ever hangs out with I don't even know that we got her sidekick's name. I think it was Kelly. Seems...
Yeah, Kel.
Right.
Can't lie to Kel.
But I feel
little
like we
bit.
got a lot of
Maybe he
backstory
just
about
called her
Em's
parents.
home
Because
situation
there's like the
and,
one
like,
part
her
where
dead
she
mom,
says that she's with
when
him,
that
and then
was
he
not,
calls
like,
and
for
they're
why,
like,
you know?
she said that she was with you.
Um,
So clearly they've had a discussion. So maybe you know,
She's
he
sick
just
and
called her
twisted.
her parents.
She's
just
torn.
like,
Or
really
maybe
good
he
girls,
just
you know what I mean?
activated his cool girl radar. And,
I did feel really bad
you
for
know,
Joel
sought her out.
and his little pipe that he carries around everywhere.
God, I love him so
Exactly.
much.
Like, those glasses looked really expensive, you know what I mean? Like, why would you break someone's
Yeah.
glasses?
And he like majored in Russian literature. Like he's
Right.
out here.
He's just trying his
got
best.
he's trying so hard. Just have a nice life. Nice little life.
And his little brother fucking hates him, you know, and he's just trying. And I appreciate Joel.
That's what I'm saying.
I did
But
want to
these
get
are best
your
friends.
thoughts
These
on
are the people
end
who
of
are
the
like,
movie,
I came to New York with $7 and a dream.
because I
and,
didn't
you know.
understand how Mark Zuckerberg found
Exactly. I'm sure he is.
Right, like who did he talk to get like the coordinates?
My
where
understanding
she
is
was
New York is a
staying.
big city, so
He would. And then he would lecture you about, you know, his time at Adventureland and be like, you don't know what real work is.
That does track.
oh my god.
Right. Yeah. He's got his manic pixie dream crane, like, radar turned all the way up. I do love the idea, too, that he, like, just got, like, a Greyhound bus ticket and just went all the way to New York to her apartment.
Yes, they do.
With
no
no
longer wearing
plan
that
of, like,
Scarlet V.
where he's gonna stay. Like, he's like, I'm gonna chill at the Y or whatever. But I
All he
do
brought
love
was
that
a
he's just like,
fucking backpack. Who is this
right,
man?
he's a backpack that is now soaked in rain because it is downpouring while they're having this very intense conversation. Right.
He'd be the worst boss now. Jesus.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. I know he would undercharge per word when trying to get article. Like, this dude would be the worst.
You gotta know what she's about. Her whole thing is that she's hot.
I hate this man. The idea that he had no plan really stresses me out.
But I also like love
Right.
the implication that like
I'm
there are
so
other
nervous.
Lisas, but we have to
apparently
like
the
there's
only
Lisa
moral
P.
of the movie,
You know,
like, he started as a sad virgin, and then he ended as sad, but not a virgin anymore. So apparently dreams
So,
come
Lisa
true.
P,
you know?
not Lisa N, not
Right.
Lisa M, Lisa P.
You can reach for the stars, kids. Sorry, I'm on the Wikipedia page for this movie, and I
Please.
just want to. There's one line because they have like the character descriptions of everyone, and one of the lines about Lisa P is bananas. It's
Yeah,
just
she's-
one sentence that says a seductive girl to
Yeah,
whom
would you
all the
rather have a
parks employees
sailboat
are
or a
attracted.
speedboat?
What? Who wrote this? What? Why does this read like a Victorian novel? What is happening? What is this fan fiction about Lisa P?
I mean, it did seem like a lot of people loved Lisa P.
Listen, it's not wrong, but the phrasing is bananas. But I will say, Lisa P is the perfect name for that kind of girl. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, it's
yeah.
such a visceral. You're like,
Yeah,
I
maybe
know
you should
Lisa
be
P,
thinking
right?
more about
Like, you're just
speedboats
like,
and
ooh,
sailboats. Come on.
It's you're there. Right. It's like on The Bachelor when there's like multiple, like Olivias or something, and like Olivia A, Olivia Z.
She really is. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those
Don't
movies
get
that's
twisted.
like, you know,
She's so
obviously it's
powerful.
like coming of age
I
type
also
thing,
love
but
one of my favorite moments.
it's, like,
was
very
when
much like-
James ended up going on a date with her.
I don't know,
and he was
like,
trying to have like really
you should have gotten
philosophical
this
conversations,
already,
and she was
James.
like, "Let's talk about these boats."
if you had any,
I have more thoughts
if you
than
had
that.
any connection to the real
Do you
world,
think a speedboat
exactly,
is cool
grow up,
or no?
okay? Yeah, people have affairs sometimes. People's moms die. Come on.
I love Lisa P for standing. She's not a girl's girl, but I do love her for having no thoughts in her brain.
Yeah.
I think that's powerful.
So valid.
She would be the one
Exactly.
who would know better than to go to grad school for journalism. Because what in the world?
What's your problem?
Why would you get more student debt?
Well, it's not even
Right,
like
yeah.
I don't
No
get
better.
to go
Get
to
into it.
Europe. It's like
No
my
better, do
parents
better.
aren't paying for me to go to Europe.
I don't know that I would watch this movie.
You know?
again. But I would definitely
It's
watch
like-
a supercut of Case.
It's
again,
really
because
not
she's
that
really
bad.
pretty.
Like the situation is
She's very
fine,
pretty
but
in
he's
this
just
movie.
like not accustomed to
working
having to do
all
anything
around
for
town.
himself.
Right.
Exactly.
For real.
I feel
Right.
like I remember
Yeah.
seeing those shirts
Grow
at
up.
like Hot Topic or something like that.
Yeah, that was the main thing I felt the whole time.
Yeah,
was
just
just wanting to kind of
greatest
shake
hits of
him
the
and be
80s.
like, do better. You're embarrassing. It's sad that you are having to, like, you are in theory, right, like 22, and
Sure.
you're just like, I don't get to go to Europe. I have to work my first job.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, and that sucks. Right. Has never been told no once in his life.
Embarrassing. Do better, James. Also, I would love one of those shirts. Those game shirts.
Oh,
Wouldn't
they're
hate
the
it.
coolest shirts ever. Yeah, and the rides. The logos are so good. Yeah.
I 100% believe that. Amazing. We'll listen to the soundtrack again. Probably won't watch the movie again. And that's something I'm okay with.
That's your truth.
Okay,
For real.
so I looked up
very
Adventureland
excited. Next
on
week, we are
AO3,
watching
and
the movie I
there
also haven't
are
but it is more
I
recent,
believe
which is Bad Times
11,
at
no,
the
10
LYL.
works in Adventureland.
Hell yeah.
Very excited for that.
So
We
obviously
have
I
some
had my
features.
pick.
Right, do
You
you
mentioned
wanna start us
earlier something about
Absolutely.
Lisa always
Thank you
being
to
with
Alex
girls.
Dornan.
Well,
Ooh.
boy, do
you.
I have the fan
Jasmine
fiction for
Anastasia.
you.
Ow.
This one
Thank you to
is
Megan
M
Patterson.
and Lisa, so Kristen
Thank you
Stewart and
to
Lisa.
Katya Hart.
Thank you to Hope Castile.
The summary says,
Ooh,
Lisa tasted
thank
like
you
lip gloss.
to
The
Maddie.
experiment
Catching
was
up.
better than the touch of any man.
Thank you to
So
Genevieve Morgan.
that's just,
thank
you know,
you
giving you a
to
little
Danielle
taste.
Burke.
It's called Experiment by Ultra
Thank you to
Geekery.
Sophia Salinger.
Thank you for being one of
Thank you
10
to
people to
Laura
write about Adventureland.
Thank you to Dan Zaklos.
Thank you.
All right, I'm
Emily
just gonna
Ozera.
dive in. This is
Ow.
a small excerpt. The whole
you
thing
to
is like
Jaylene
it's
Ivashov.
500 words, but I'm just gonna read half of
And
it.
last,
Get to
but
the good
certainly
part,
not
you
least,
know.
Thank you to Ashlyn Vogel.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep.
The small of M's
so
back was
excited to
pressed
be
against the
able to know
pinball
what fanfiction
machine.
that you
She
brought
wasn't
to the
focused on the
space.
discomfort. Inside the arcade, it was dark and hot. Lisa stood toe to toe with M, finally rid of the stupid gum, and moistened her lips. Well, M swallowed, already growing aroused. Well, what? Lisa giggled. I'm sorry, but this is so
Whoa.
new. I've never done this with a girl before. Neither have I, M admitted, staring bashfully at the sticky tile floor. Lisa took M's hands. It's okay. Her voice had gotten huskier. We can experiment. M was the one to initiate the first kiss they shared. She barely had to stretch to be able to wrap her arms around Lisa's neck and let their lips softly touch. She noted Lisa had tasted like strawberry lip gloss and smelled like vanilla, or cake. Her underwear was growing damp. Lisa's fingers curled almost roughly in M's hair, pulling her even closer. As the pressure of their mouths touching intensified, M forgot how to breathe. But when Lisa slid a hand past the edge of her jeans into those wet
Hell
underpants
yeah.
and toward her most private place, she lost the ability completely. The experiment was better than the touch of any man.
Nice.
Exactly. The real Adventureland. Who needs Jesse Eisenberg when we have Lisa P? Come on. Exactly. Exactly. They really are. You're welcome. Of course. You can find me on Twitter at bin_Herde, Herde. I will be there until the ship sinks, much like my beloved
Damn.
Titanic.
Oh my god.
So I'll see you there.
That's what we needed. That's what the movie needed.
God.
Truly. Instead of James fucking saying intercourse like 15 times in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody
vile.
generously offered me a Blue Sky code
Oh
the
my
other day,
gosh.
and I was like, I'm gonna be real with you. I
For
just don't have it
real.
up
Come on
in me
now.
to sign up for another thing. Like
with those sensual
I
shoulders
appreciate
she
it,
was
but
showing
I
all the
can't. I have no more
time.
passwords
M
in
saw her
me.
dancing across the concourse and was like, hello? God damn. Fanfic writers are doing
That's
the
what
work that we need.
I'm tired.
So true.
That's so important. Thank you for your service. Bailey, it has been a goddamn joy. Thank you so much. If
Hell
folks
yeah.
want to support your work, where can they go online? Where do you want them to be able to support you online?
On Twitter at bin_Herde, Herde. I will be there until the ship sinks, much like my beloved Titanic.
Hell yeah.
So I'll see you there.
Amazing.
Nice.
That's so real. I have told so many people. I'm like, I don't even know that I want to sign up for another thing at this point. Like,
I'm
just
exhausted.
send me a fucking letter.
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody generously offered me a Blue Sky code the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't have it up in me to sign up for another thing. Like, I
that's
appreciate
fair.
it, but I can't. I have no more passwords in me.
It's so real. It's like I signed up for my first social media when I was in 5th grade. I don't know that I can do this anymore.
That's what
you know.
I'm tired.
Like, I think I'm
Can't
tapped
start from
out.
the ground up.
I'm so tired. Yeah, I get it. Amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome back at any time. I'm so excited to be able to continue our summer movie series. But until next time, as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
Get bit.
ooh.
Ow.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.